This is Inside Indiana Business Radio for the afternoon of December 2nd, 2022. I'm Alex Brown. George Teltorse with the IU Kelley School of Business says the decision by New Jersey-based Catalent to lay off hundreds of employees in Bloomington is not surprising, considering the low number of people who have received the latest vaccine booster for COVID-19. But he says there could be a silver lining for the affected workers.
Bloomington's really lucky in that we have a pretty healthy life sciences ecosystem here. We have 4 other employers in the area, and they have all been on the hunt for further workers. The chance to obtain experienced people that are leaving Catalent means that those folks won't have a lot of trouble finding replacement positions.
Catalent this week said it would let about 400 employees go in an effort to cut costs after quickly ramping up production of vaccines over the last 2 years. Polar Ice Systems, an ice machine leasing company based in the Jasper County town of DeMont, has been bought by Chicago-based Easy Ice, which bills itself as the only ice machine subscription services provider in the country. Easy Ice says the acquisition will support its nationwide growth strategy. Indiana University will create a science and technology corridor in downtown Indianapolis in an effort to boost STEM degrees as part of an ongoing restructuring of its Indy campus. President Pamela Whitten says the IU SciTech corridor will encompass about 4 blocks housing both IU and Purdue programs. From the #1 source for Indiana business news, this is Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Save the date for IBJ's CFO of the Year event, December 9th at 8 a.m. at the JW Marriott in downtown Indianapolis. Join us for breakfast and an awards presentation as we unveil this year's class of Indiana's top financial executives. Reserve your seat or secure a corporate table to show your support for this year's group of impressive honorees. Learn more and RSVP by December the 5th at ibj.com/events.
This is Gary Dick. Each week, Inside Indiana Business brings you the people, places, and policies that shape the Indiana economy. Be connected with Inside Indiana Business Sunday mornings at 8 on the IIB YouTube channel, or check local listings for the show in your area.
Comparing the work environment at the Monosol plant in LaPorte to slave labor, Teamsters Local 135 is picketing the specialty plastics manufacturer. Here's Wes Mills.
Our partners at the Times of Northwest Indiana report union workers overwhelmingly rejected the company's last contract offer, and the picketing began after the company locked out workers Wednesday in anticipation of a strike. The publication says the Teamsters are holding out for a new contract that would put a stop to compulsory overtime and 60-hour work weeks, and also boost workers' pay after they got no bonuses while working long hours through the coronavirus pandemic. The company offered 17.6% wage increases over 4 years, a $5,000 signing bonus, and more compensation for good attendance. Monosol, a subsidiary of Japan-based chemical manufacturing plant Kuraray, manufactures biodegradable films used in products such as dissolvable laundry detergent and dishwasher soap pods. The publication says Monosol employs 192 workers at the LaPorte plant. It also has 2 facilities in Portage and 1 in Lebanon. Wes Mills, Inside Indiana Business Radio.
Months after Indiana Attorney General Todd Rokita said he'd send about 660 local governments their share of the state's $507 million opioid crisis settlement with drug manufacturers and distributors, none have received the money. But the state agencies coordinating the effort now say the cash will go out within a week. Payments this year will total an estimated $254 million, though about $12 million will go to attorney's fees, according to Rokita's office. Indiana and its local governments are splitting the settlement money 50-50. The localities must use about 70% of the funds on opioid abatement and can spend the other 30% as they wish. New research from the University of Notre Dame shows that the sourcing strategy of electronic medical records chosen by hospitals impacts the quality of patient care. EMRs, or digital versions of paper charts, are collected by and used for healthcare providers and can be shared across healthcare offices. Notre Dame Associate Professor of Business Analytics, Caitlin Wowak.
During the research, we discovered even minor things like allergies can be defined differently between components from different suppliers, which impacts quality care provided to the patient. And even though there's efforts to help translate these key concepts between components that are sourced from different suppliers, they are often imprecise and error-prone, which impacts conformance quality.
Researchers hope the study will help lay the foundation for future research on the relationship between health IT sourcing decisions and hospital performance. Former Eli Lilly CEO John Lechleiter is this week's guest on the Business and Beyond podcast with Gary Dick, presented by PNC, a weekly conversation with high-profile Hoosiers in business, sports, and entertainment, and beyond. Available now from your favorite podcast provider. I'm Alex Brown for Inside Indiana Business Radio on Demand.